Right, well, here we are. Mother, Stan, passers-by. Yes, winging it a bit with this one. Don't get many opportunities to do these videos, so an opportunity has unexpectedly arisen, so I'm going to do off-the-cuff top 10 ELO songs. Yeah, hopefully incorporating, if time allows, I will give a bit of insight into the genius songwriting of Jeff Lynne, and I'll tell you why Out of the Blue was such a good song. Also, the aforementioned top 10 songs of the Electric Light Orchestra, including the top 2, who are pretty obscure. In fact, even hardened ELO fans might not have heard of the track at number 2. Eh? Ooh, I can hardly wait. Right, okay, so out of the experimental morass that was the first 2 albums, ELO 1 and ELO 2, came the 3rd album. Jeff Lynne began to ascend the ladder, which would ultimately lead him to the ultra commercialism of, you know, where he ended up. And the first rung on that ladder was this album, On the Third Day. Yes, yeah, excellent album, you know, as are they all. Wonderful violin sound on this album, particularly. Of interest, they're all pointing at their belly buttons, aren't they? Yeah, all pointing at the belly buttons. Now, apparently this was nothing profound going on here. The photographer just said, "Here lads, point at your belly buttons." So they did. Yeah, yeah. Now it's very interesting here. You can see the psychologies of the band in our what's going on here. Like, look at Bev Bevan, for instance. Yeah, Bev Bevan. He said, "Hey chicks, hey, there's my belly button." Yeah. Yeah, you know, typical swagger. We've got Baldrick there, and Baldrick, yeah, looking very pleased with himself. He's obviously enjoying himself there. Richard Tandy there, very much getting into the swing of things. Yes, taking his shirt off. Yes, he's very, very enthusiastic. And this chap on the end here, I've no idea who he is. Looks a bit posh, doesn't he? I don't think he's too impressed with him today. Yeah, Daphne, yes, me and the chaps have to expose our belly buttons today. Yes, very unseemly. Yes, wait till I tell Giles. Yes, no idea who that fella was, but anyway, I digress. So, number 10 on the list. Number 10 on the list of this album. Well, there was actually 2 I could have chosen off. This is Bluebird Is Dead and Oh No Not Susan. 2 very sort of surreal songs. But I chose No Not Susan because it's got a slight novelty value, this. Because in the chorus, for people who have access to this tune, have a little listen to the chorus. Goes something along the lines of her money and her things, they just don't mean a flaming thing. Yes, no, I've actually, the original, it was not actually flaming, it was something else beginning with F. But yeah, it's very interesting. It got a lot of airplay in America, that song. Nobody ever picked it up. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, great song. Okay, at number 9 in the list is a track off El Dorado. Now, when I first got this album, played it to death. Great songs on it. Really good stuff. Oh, and yes, for those who take an interest in such things, yes, yellow vinyl. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, hours of fun could be had with that. You know, before the days of Xbox and so forth. But yeah, really good album this. Latterly, I must admit I don't play it so much. I get the sort of vibe off it. There's a bit too much going on. I think they've got quite a big orchestra on it. There's no gaps between the songs. You know, maybe they could have scaled it down a bit and let the songs breathe a bit more. I don't know, but still, nevertheless, excellent tunes as you'd expect. 2 standout tunes: Lorendo Tornado and the title track El Dorado. Really great song. A bit of sort of chilling verses to it. You know, you're really spaced out, but a really intense chorus. Very powerful chorus. So at number 9, El Dorado, off that. Right, now unfortunately I've not put these in order. What are we going to have next? Right, New World Record. Yeah. Probably my second favourite ELO album after Out of the Blue. Really good tracks on this. Now at number 8 in the selection, I have chosen So Fine. A really upbeat song, sort of like a slight Motown air to it. how's it start? Two drifters on the morning skies. Well, you know, it's real. Oh, I don't know how to describe it. You know, it makes you feel good. Yeah, and you know, you can't ask for more than that, can you? Right. Also, the next one on the list, which I'm starting to lose count now, will that be number 7? I'm not sure. Would be Telephone Line, also off this album. A truly wonderful ballad. Really well constructed song. Very evocative. And a magnificent chorus that just goes on and on and on. But you know, anyone watching this probably knows Telephone Line anyway, knows what a great track it is. So yeah, Telephone Line at number 7 if I've not already lost count. Now then, at number 6 we go to the Discovery album, the one that immediately followed Out of the Blue. Now what have I chosen off this? I'll have to remind myself. Midnight Blue. Really, again, really terrific ballad. I remember before I got this, a mate of mine in school had it. He said, "Oh yeah, you got the track to listen to is Midnight Blue. It's a ballad." I thought, a ballad? You know, I wasn't into ballads at the time, but yeah, I listened to it. Really good. You know, nothing earth-shattering or you know, no new ground on it. Just you know, just a typical ballad. Really well done. So yeah, Midnight Blue. Okay. Next track, I've already lost count. Number 5 is it? I don't know. Last Train to London. Now again, when I first bought this, there was a lot of tracks on it. I wasn't that keen on. Last Train to London was one of them. I thought it was a bit twee. And then when Atomic Kitten had it with it, quite a few years back, I listened to it again. I thought, well, that's not a bad track now. You know, in fact, it's actually what I'd describe as a classic pop song. Especially that bit, and I really want tonight to last forever. Yeah, really good stuff. So yeah, top song. Right then, now we move on to the magnum opus, the work of genius that is Out of the Blue. Yeah. Now unfortunately I can't find my vinyl for it. I don't know what's happened to it, but I got blue vinyl because it's showing out as well, blue vinyl. But anyway, I have to make do with my rather battered CD. Right, so track I'm choosing off this is Night in the City. Now then, I think this track sort of is like, ooh, I'm lost for words. It's like a microcosm of this album. It's in so much that it's a brilliantly produced track. I mean, throughout this album, the harmonies between Jeff Lynne and Kelly Grucut are brilliant. I mean, probably familiar with the a cappella bit on Wild West Hero. But yeah, Kelly Grucut had a really good voice. I think a lot better voice than a lot of lead singers. And Jeff Lynne really made the most of it on this album. So there's great harmonies there. But yeah, I said I was going to say something about the songwriting of Jeff Lynne. Well, I think on this album was epitomised more than anything. That the thing with Jeff Lynne is he can sort of, you listen to a Lynne song and it sort of takes you places, but it doesn't dictate to you. You know, you sort of go somewhere, and it's up to you what you do when you're there. You know, I mean, I know it sounds a bit ridiculous, but you know, like Night in the City. You know, I don't really know what that song's about. You know, but you know, I put it on and immediately, you know, I'm in a sort of Night in the City mood. You know, so yeah, it's you know, it's sort of. You know, it's up to you where you go with these songs, but yeah, they're all wonderfully evocative, slightly surreal. It's true of all of them, all these albums, all the tracks on them. You know, it's sort of like surreal feel to them. And of course, the production on this album, it's like you know, for anyone who's actually watched any other videos on my site, you know, my favourite musical genre is anarcho-punk. You know, it's not renowned for its production values. You know, so normally this would be like anathema to me, but the production on this is so good. It's like almost like an extra entity on the album. It's like an extra instrument or something. You know, it's like the songs become more than the sum of the parts. Yeah, it's outstanding, really. I mean, not as only Jeff Lynne a genius songwriter, he's also a genius producer. And what do you get when you put those things together? A genius album. So at whatever number, I've lost count, is Night in the City. Okay, now, so I think we're at the top 3 now, are we? Top 3, I'm not sure, but number 3, another track off this, Sweet is the Night. I think this is possibly the best pop song, best chorus, best hook what Jeff Lynne ever wrote. A truly wondrous chorus. But the whole construct of this song, I mean, it starts off with like an instrumental version of the chorus. It's got a wonderful bass line on it. And then it sort of starts off with this staccato vocal, Jeff Lynne singing. And then it opens up a bit and Kelly Gruca takes over the vocal. And we're just building up to the chorus and we're back to the start again. You know, the staccato, and then it opens up again, and then finally we get to this truly wondrous chorus. The chorus on this song is like a giant wave crashing on rocks. Yeah, you know, I can't really describe it any more than that. You know, check it out, listen to it. Really, really great track. Sweet is the night, in case I didn't mention it. Right, okay, so I think we're down to the top two. Right, okay, now the track, this obscure track at number one. Well, at number two, we shall return to the morass, the experimental morass that was ELO 1, ELO 2. And on ELO 2, which unfortunately I can't find my copy of, so I've had to dig this out instead. This is a compilation of the early stuff. Kiyama. Here it is. Kiyama. Now, I mentioned most of these songs are sort of like a surreal element to them. This is more of like a political song. It's only real time sort of Jeff Lynne dabbled in politics really. It's about a Vietnamese orphan meeting the GI who just killed their parents. I mean, it sounds a bit corny, doesn't it? But it really works. It's a very emotional piece. It goes on for about 12 minutes, and it is very moving. It reminds me a bit of Love Will Tear Us Apart, in so much as it's very uplifting music with these desperately sad lyrics to it, and it's got a truly wonderful instrumental bit in it. If my memory serves me, I ain't listened to it for a while, but it starts off with a bit of piano, and the cello comes in, and then we get hit with this absolutely magnificent violin solo, probably the best violin solo you'll ever hear. And then the violin and the piano compete with each other, and then till at the ends with a sort of descending chords on the piano. It's a very, very Prokofiev, definitely a Prokofiev moment from Jeff Lynne there. And then we're into the final verse, which is real, that's where the lyrics really cut in on the final verse, and yeah, very, very powerful piece of music. Yeah, we're very well worth checking out that. Okay, so at number one, what is the best song what Jeff Lynne ever wrote? Right now, I know at this point, we should be thinking of Sky's Blue. Yeah, but everyone knows Mr. Blue Sky, so I'm not going to go on about it. And in fact, I think this is actually a better song. The best song Jeff Lynne ever wrote, right off the Out of the Blue album, track 9, Stepping Out. Now, yeah, I know people are, what? Yeah, never heard of it. Yeah, again, an absolutely brilliantly constructed song. I mean, really encompasses all the sort of virtues that I've been outlining with all the other tracks. Tells a story, but lets you do what you want with it. Brilliantly constructed song, wonderful chorus, and it's like somebody moving on to pastures new. But the real genius of this song is it encompasses the feeling of euphoria you get when you move on to something, but also the sort of trepidation as well, because at the back end of the chorus we sort of descend into a minor chord, and I think the lyric is don't know where I'm going, but I'm stepping out. Yeah, truly wondrous work, and which I heartily recommend having a listen to. Right, okay, so I don't know how I did this. I'll probably play it back and think, oh, what a disaster, But yeah, that was all off the cuff. So I hope that was of interest to people. Oh, one thing I will mention is you can still have access to this music live, because there is a tribute group, the ELO Experience. Right now, I have no connection to this group. I'm going to endorse them. I have no connection to them, but I've seen them, I think, 6 or 7 times. They are brilliant musicians. The lead guy is a real showman, and it is a great night out if you can. Then yeah, to catch the ELO Experience in a town near you. Right, I think my work here is done. This probably never see the light of day, this video, because I've rambled on so much, but there we go, the ELO top 10, top band, you know, what more can one say? Anarchy in peace.